I'll tell you what, we are super excited to welcome back after the couple of weeks he was on holidays, Peter Mullen. Morning, Peter. And straight away you're on your mobile phone, not paying attention. You are not TCBing today.
I am. I'm totally back from holidays and right ready to get back into everything.
Because all I can see is your holiday snaps on the phone there. So I'm sure you'll cover that today. Green tea, you're going to be having a look at that, and also Women's Health Week.
Yeah, Women's Health Week. So it's it's a big part of, or a large part of the patients that I see are women. Like most of my patients are ladies. We're seeing more and more men start to take care of themselves, but for a big part of our practice, it's a lot of women. And Women's Health Week is about putting themselves first. Like two of the biggest barriers for women with health is time. And when you think about it, our mums and our wives, they really are flat out.
Mullen, and he's back from Bali. Peter, how was Bali?
Bali was fantastic. It was a really good relax, actually. Weather was nice. It wasn't as hot as what it can sometimes get. And spent a lot of time reading and relaxing by the pool.
Did you get out on the beach?
Yeah, we did, actually.
Yeah. Are you a Speedo man, or are you more of a boardy shorts kind of guy?
I'm more of a boardy shorts kind of guy. Thank you for asking, though.
And the listener is happy with you, those who are watching the video a little later today, I'm sure. Look, green tea, we're going to talk about some of the benefits of it, but firstly, what is green tea, Peter?
Well, green tea comes from the same plant as black tea, the same family of plants. But the green tea is, the leaves are picked and then they're unfermented and minimally processed. So you're getting the tea leaves dried in there as natural a state as possible.
So this is before it's had any real processing done to it, and
no processing done to it as well. So there's higher concentration of nutrients and antioxidants as well. And there's a lot of health benefits now being associated with green tea. Quite a bit of research done around cancer and all sorts of things. So green tea is, if you can get a good one, and the best ones to get, the best brand is, the best type of green tea, I think, is Sencha, Sencha. If you can get an organic Sencha, loose leaf, and we'll talk more about how you make it later on.
So what you mentioned good versus, in your theory, what makes a good green tea versus one that's not going to give you the same benefit?
Well, you have to get one that's organic, because a lot of green tea comes still from China, and unfortunately high levels of pollution, high levels of lead can end up in your green tea. So if you're taking something for its antioxidant and anti-cancer potential, you don't want to be then shoveling down
chock-a-block full of pollution,
toxins and pollution. So you need to get an organic one. That you need to know where your green teas come from, basically.
Pretty much the same as all foods, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So some of the benefits, Peter, of green tea.
Well, first and foremost, there's been quite a bit of research or studies looking into green tea and weight loss properties, including things like significant or reductions in body mass index, weight, waist circumference. And it's thought to be due to a combination of what are called catechin or catechin polyphenols, which is a powerful antioxidant, and also there's caffeine content in green tea as well, which may help to speed up the metabolism. But
so this might be a good one if people are wanting to maybe switch from coffee. You still got a little bit of caffeine in there. It's still there.
Look, the caffeine, a cup of coffee's got about 100 milligrams of coffee per cup, and coffee has that effect of, for a lot of people, making them quite jittery and anxious as well.
I'm like that, and I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, well, don't start.
Don't start.
Tea, black tea or tea's got about 55 milligrams. Green tea's got about 20 milligrams. But interestingly, the other benefit of green tea is that green tea also contains a compound, as well as caffeine. It contains a compound called L-theanine, which is an amino acid that's can be quite rare in our diet. And L-theanine really plays a big role in helping with anxiety, calming the brain, stress. So while there is a little bit of caffeine in it, the benefits of the L-theanine can, tailor that down a little bit as well. So you get the stimulating effect of the caffeine, which may help with metabolism and fat loss, but you also get the calming effect of the L-theanine. So they're two great benefits straight away.
You're also in some of the literature out at the moment. It talks about it being a good boost of energy. So what is it that forces that to happen?
Well, again, the caffeine in it gives you a little bit of a boost, and I'm not totally against caffeine per se. I am not keen on people drinking lots and lots of coffee. But the caffeine and, again, the L-theanine, both of those things can really help with brain concentration, brain fog, and again, particularly if there's a bit of anxiety because of that balancing effect with the L-theanine as well. So, and I find if I, mid-morning rather than a cup of coffee, if I have a cup of good green tea, I do feel there's a little bit of a lift there and a bit more focused and calmer. So
there's a couple of good reasons straight off the bat.
Straight
Peter.
away.
Yeah, look, we'll come back and talk a little bit more about green tea, even the fact that it potentially may help with a reduced risk of cancer and blood sugar and a lot of other things. Well, all good stuff, Peter.
Absolutely, and green tea is great because it's not like you're taking another supplement or a medicine. If you find a green tea you really love the taste of, it's a really easy thing to just have every day in your diet. It's one of the best superfoods around. It's inexpensive, and it can be something you really enjoy and look forward to. So,
and it's not really making
ticks a lot of boxes.
Not really a huge change. It's not like I've got to throw all this other stuff out and put it in this. Yeah.
Absolutely, and the benefits are phenomenal, which we'll get more into.
Mullen, Peter's got that big cheesy smile on your face. You're glad to be back with us, aren't you?
I am glad to be back, Mark.
Yeah, you didn't get any of this treatment over in Bali, let me tell you. Look, we did have a call. You just want to address very quickly, Peter, for Juanita.
Yeah, so Juanita called up just while we were on the music break, and she was just querying or asking about if you buy green tea and it says it's caffeine-free, are you still going to get the benefits? If caffeine is a real problem for you, then I would recommend going caffeine-free. And the way they decaf it most likely is either a water or a steam process. The problem is you may lose some of the other benefits with that as well.
So a bit of give and take.
It's a bit of give and take. I think if you get a good quality green tea, if you can cope with the 20 milligrams of caffeine, then you're going to get also the other benefits of the L-theanine and the other compounds as well. So I think I'd steer clear of the caffeine-free unless caffeine was a real problem.
Unless it was a real drama for you. Good afternoon, Clyde. You've got some questions for Peter as well.
Yeah, Peter, it's Clyde George from Branxton. How you going?
Good, thanks, Clyde. Nice to talk to you.
I just missed the first bit of your program about the green tea, organic. I missed the brand of the tea that you recommended.
Well, the ideal green tea, and it's higher in a compound called ECGC, which I'll talk a bit later on. It's a style of tea called Sencha, SENCHA. SENCHA. Sencha.
Yep.
And you need to get an organic one as well.
Yep.
Now, do you get down to Hamilton much?
No, I don't.
Well, look, what I might do, I'll pop a packet of that in the mail to you, and you can give it a go.
You beauty.
Wonderful, Clyde. So
thanks a lot for that.
Clyde, if you could just hang on for a moment, we'll get some details from you in a moment, okay?
Right, good on you. Thanks very much. Have a good day.
Thanks for your call.
Wonderful. So freebies for everybody. You didn't bring any in for us, but you've got some for Clyde.
Next week, I just forgot this week.
That's all right. What have you been doing for the last 3 weeks?
I'll have to actually put it in a thermos, and I'll bring in some little teacups so you can all have a try. And then if you like it, then I'll give you a packet.
Oh, fair enough.
How's that?
I'm down with that. Now, apparently reduced risk of cancer is another benefit that may come from green tea.
Yeah, well, look, some really interesting studies. Unfortunately, at this stage, the studies have been done on cell lines. So obviously it's not like in-depth human studies, but they found that green tea has been shown to slow or completely prevent cancer development in colon, liver, breast and prostate cells, according to laboratory studies, and this is by the National Cancer Institute. Cell studies don't always correlate with what's going to happen in the body because the body is far more complex than cells in a petri dish. However, they suspect that it's the powerful antioxidants in green tea that have been. It's also been shown to kill cancer cells and decrease tumour growth in laboratory and animal studies.
This is
as well.
Great news for sure.
It is conferring that benefit. There has to be some benefit.
Okay. Now, if you struggle with blood sugar problems, green tea may be an answer for you as well.
And this is another reason why green tea may be really beneficial for weight loss, because of what it does. It helps to reduce the spike in blood sugar that occurs after eating starches. So it causes a slower release of sugar. So say you've had a meal with rice, and maybe this part of the benefit, a lot of Asian cultures will have a small cup of green tea either with their meal or after their meal. So it does slow the release of starches into the bloodstream and the sugar, so you don't get that big hit or big whack to your pancreas that's then going to cause type 2 diabetes down the
Me
track.
thinking how I think, because I like all those sorts of meals that you're talking about there. Now, maybe you don't necessarily have to give them all up, but you just add a bit of green tea to the mix and it's going to... No?
Well, look, it is good to always be thinking outside the box, and I would suggest probably some changes in your lifestyle would also be beneficial.
Not saying
as well
change
as
is
doing
not good. I'm just saying that there's options for you, Peter. Options.
Well, excuse me. Some studies have also shown that green tea drinkers have a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes than those who did not drink the green tea. So yes, Mark, in answer to your question.
Yep, it's the way to go. And something that you are pretty much okay with at the moment is glowing skin.
Yes,
we don't need green tea for that. We're
you
there
and
already.
you and I look awesome. Rob, not so much.
All
We'll throw him under the bus.
You just keep going.
He's going to cut me off now, isn't he?
He is, absolutely.
Skin condition, psoriasis. Green tea helps to regulate cell life cycles, reducing patches of dry, red, flaky skin. So in conditions like psoriasis, and again, antioxidants and nutrients are going to make a difference. So any condition where there's red or inflamed skin, green tea may well be beneficial.
I think there's lots of great information. I'm going to start drinking this. I've got to be honest. It's something I just haven't tried before. It's just
there's a trick. There's a trick to how to
brew
brew
it
to taste good, which I'll go over in a moment.
Peter Mullen still studying his notes there, Peter. If you're not prepped for the program by now, mate, it's just not going to happen, okay? It's not going to happen. Mary, you've got a question about green tea and diabetes as well.
Yes, I do. I've already got type 2 diabetes.
Yes.
And would there be any, or are there any benefits for me drinking green tea?
Yeah, look, absolutely. Green tea helps to improve both your fat and your glucose metabolism. So it keeps the release of blood sugar more consistent, which you'd be doing with your diet anyway. But just the antioxidants. So it was a bit like what Mark was talking about before. Drinking your green tea will help give you a little bit of leeway if you're out and you do have to not be as strict with your food. But the antioxidant potential, it's been shown to be really valuable with lowering the risk of heart disease, helping to stop LDL or bad cholesterol becoming oxidized. So a lot of people with type 2 have a greater risk. So massive amount of benefits even if you've got type 2 diabetes, Mary.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't have heart problems or cholesterol.
Great.
I don't have any of that.
Great.
I have the type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot of benefit to be starting to have a really good quality green tea now, and roughly 3 to 5 cups a day.
3 to 5 cups.
Yeah, start with 3.
Is that a normal cup, or is that one of those little Chinese cups?
A normal size cup.
Normal size cup, Mary, but thank you so much for that. And Peter, really hammering home the benefits of green tea today. Let us have a look at, let's boil up that billy. Is the best way to have your green tea?
Well, with green tea, the trick to it is like you boil your kettle and then you warm your teapot up if you've got the time. So your teapot's nice and warm, ready. And then you want to be at about a temperature between 80 to 90 degrees. So you don't want to boil it and pour it scalding straight on your tea straight away. Boil the kettle, let it sit for a bit. And then you want to use a loose leaf green organic sencha tea, because a lot of the tea bags these days, or tea bags, are all bleached. So you don't want to use a bleached tea bag. And you're not being guaranteed the quality of the freshness of the green tea. So you want a loose leaf tea. It works to be about a teaspoon, I think, per cup, but you do get a few brews out of it. Now, when you make it, so you let your water temperature cool down, you pour the water into your teapot, and then you want to have it that you can remove you can get those teapots with the inserts. You don't want to leave your tea leaves in the tea the whole time while you're drinking it, because once it gets to a nice golden brown colour, you want to take your tea leaves out. If you leave your tea leaves in there, that's when you start to get the extra. A lot of people say they don't like green tea because it's too bitter, but it's most likely they've left their tea leaves in too long.
And you've got too much of the taste in there.
Yeah, so you take it out, put it on a saucer, and then when you've drunk that pot of green tea, later in the afternoon you might have another pot. You can reuse those green tea leaves again, put them back in and do a second brewing.
Okay, it sounds great. And next week, Peter, we'll be talking about cooking the perfect roast, I'm sure. Alrighty, thanks for talking about green tea. I'm going to give that a try, of course, when you bring that in next week. Now, speaking of next week, the Healthy Habits Challenge information session. What's happening there, Peter?
Absolutely. Well, this is And this is a great tie-in with Women's Health Week. So as I was saying before, Women's Health Week, the two issues are time for women and that they don't put themselves first. They worry about the rest of the family. So Women's Health Week is really about women stopping and looking at taking some time back for themselves, which is easy for me as a man to say, short of getting rid of one or two of your children and maybe, hanger-oners.
Don't threaten me.
So what's coming up is we've got our Healthy Habits Challenge, which is one of my favourite challenges of the year. It's a 2-week free program that people can download from Facebook or from our website. They can join our group. We've got a group starting on the 18th, I think, of September. And what it is, it's a 2-week program. We pick a date. We all start at the same time. We've got Facebook support, etc. And it's a healthy eating meal plan. So I'm going to bring you in a copy next week. And I want you to do it with us this year.
I will do that. I'm glad to.
We'll talk to Rob and Riley as well. Maybe they'll jump on board.
You're just going to get the whole station eating healthily. We'll have green tea and plenty of healthy food.
So next Tuesday, we've got a free information night that's going to give more information about that. And as I was saying before, if people would like to know more about green tea, we've got a promotion on our Facebook page, a free competition that people can enter to win a bag of free tea. And as part of Women's Health Week, we've really got a wonderful giveaway, including an initial consult, some really great supplements to do with energy production, particularly for the mums and wives and women in your life as well. So if people want to get onto our Facebook page, we've got some great free prizes there for them.
And of course, next week, Peter, just on the back of the Healthy Habits Challenge, which will be 2 days after we speak next week, you'll be talking about healthy habits and why detox.
Yes,
Question mark.
Because that's part of what the healthy habits about. It's clean eating to give your body a rest from all the chemicals and the naughty foods that sometimes creep into our diets.
And you're looking at me. I'm getting judged by Peter Mullen. Of course I am. I'm just going to sit back in the chair and just no naughty foods.
I didn't have anyone else to look at.
No, you didn't. You had to look at me. Of course, more details at mullenhealth.com, and you can podcast this Peter's program at 2NURFM.com as well, and see that Peter looking like an Adonis back from holidays.
If anyone wants to see my holiday tan.
They can do that, just not in the swimmers. Alrighty, that's it for us this week.